Oh, whoa, damn, that's so cool. I want that too. Alright, now I'll show you how to play, noobs. Oh no. A very familiar situation when catching wild motivation from a streamer or a friend, you log in and nothing works out for you. Of course, for the most part, it's all due to lack of experience. And that paradox, that what seems so simple from the outside hides thousands of mistakes, attempts and repetitions. But there's one more thing that's very important. It's your playstyle. Often, many only pay attention to the result. One lost, another won. But in the process of achieving victory and even defeat, a certain chain of actions was built, which can be called a style. I have identified three main types of gameplay for myself, but I want to note that using one doesn't mean the complete exclusion of another. It's more like how you prioritize character development along the knight's path. But at the same time, you also know how to shoot a bow, just not at such a high level. It's the same here. You should choose the main pattern of behavior for yourself according to your temperament, as well as a set of personal characteristics. And of course, in accordance with the goal that you generally pursue. Full camper. More than sure that you encounter this type of players most often. They sit at axis, wait for you with the grenade, and most importantly, practically never leave any chance of winning. Stand Quit is the best example of such gameplay, I would even say exemplary. Finding a million different positions on locations, you can squat your butt in a warm, but still somewhat slippery place, while talking on the phone with a girl, cooking food in the kitchen and playing Hero 3 in the second tab, catch the poor fellows. The vast majority of players don't understand this, and the main downside is extreme boredom. Indeed, doing absolutely nothing 98% of the time in a raid is a bit tiresome. But if the game is more of a secondary activity for you rather than the main way to spend time at the moment, then there won't be any boredom. Unfortunately, many players choose this path due to their inability to survive in any other way. And most importantly, they prefer to engage in such waiting specifically at exits. But the trouble is that this way you don't learn anything, and the loot you've obtained will not find any application in the future. It will lie in the stash indefinitely. It's one thing when you just love fishing, hunting, and it brings you joy. You search for new, non-standard places, memorize timings, come up with tricks. Drop a backpack in a visible place and wait, hide in a pile of trash, catch someone who doesn't check the stairs completely. And it's a completely different matter when a person plays like that out of fear of losing. In the full camper cast, snipers can be included. And as for me, this is the most interesting choice of development for a person who has chosen the path of a hunter. Skillful selection of weapons, with good ammunition, optics, equipment that won't stand out. And most importantly, positioning and accuracy. The peak of mastery is to hit the enemy in motion with the one precise shot. The full campers use you in three cases. You always like to pass games in stealth modes. You are ready to study different positions, memorize them, and apply them in a practice because you like it. The second option is sniping. It's no less difficult than active play, believe me. Learning to feel your weapon requires time. If anything, I've already made a video about sniping, you can watch it. And the third option, if you simply don't have time to dive into the game adequately right now. You want to watch a series or someone imposes their communication on you over the phone, but you still want to play. Who do you want to play with? Well, ma'am, come on, turn off the computer quickly and go clean your weapon. Just a moment. What's this? How beautiful it is. No! No, I'm gonna fall! What's down there? If you subscribe to Patreon, you'll get hundreds of weapon builds, farming regions, and lots of guides. What the hell? Link in the description. Position player. Your main goal is to force the enemy to expose themselves to you. There's no need to blindly push. First, you need to gather all the necessary information through grenades or various baits. Instead of inappropriately trying to crush the flank, it's better to step back and approach from another angle. You should always occupy a strong position, so that you have a chance to retreat. Also, you need several anchor points, alternating between them, which will allow you to pick the enemy. Here you need to develop absolutely everything: shooting, knowledge of the location, grenade rules, memorizing animation timings. Depending on whether you are playing solo or in party, the area of responsibility changes significantly during the raid. If you are alone, you need to keep in mind absolutely everything at once, but if you are playing in a party, many things are covered by your teammates. But here coordination is important. There are some main rules. First, gather information. Don't push if there's no clear reason to do. You know exactly where the enemy is and can get a pre-fire. They pulled out a grenade, started healing. Occupy only a strong position. Plan your roads to be as safe as possible, avoiding open spaces. You are not a passive player, you are waiting for your opponent to make a mistake. The main advantage of this style of play is simply a higher chance of survival. At the same time, you are always in the center of PvP. The gear obtained in the battle will be useful to you in future raids. If a sniper kills a stormtrooper, his machine gun is unlikely to be useful to him. Pusher. Many confuse this concept with the mindless attacking of the enemy rushing into the head of battle. However, such actions will only lead to swift defeat. The main difference between a pusher and a position player is that the former, when choosing whether to bypass or try to overwhelm, still tries to attack. When a position player uses a grenade to primarily listen to how many enemies there are, a pusher will throw it in order to try to attack in time before the explosion. Pushers still need to master all the same skills: knowledge of locations, timings, animation durations. But here the percentage of aggressive actions and the tempo of the game change. The main goal is to make the enemy stress out and simply not give them time to take any actions, relying on your reaction, equipment, and shooting. Many want to play like this because, looking at the highlights of the best moments from streams, they mostly see successful attempts to jump into the crowd of enemies and defeat them all. But it's an absolute truth that the more aggressively you play in Tarkov, the harder it punishes you. It doesn't disappear anywhere. Out of 10 reckless rushes, there will be 3 to 4 successful ones if you are really good. And if you don't have enough experience, there will be 0 successful ones. To become a pusher, you first need to gain a lot of PvP experience based on situational actions. I think the arena is the most suitable for such purposes. Completely fuck the broken sound, it simply won't allow you to play any other way except through reaction and muscle memory. I used to go to the factory and make thousands of kills there. But still, in most situations, I prefer a playstyle close to the concept of a position player. I'll share my personal experience and say that I used to spend a very long time trying to play as a pure pusher. However, it's almost impossible without a proper understanding of the game rules. And it's better to strive for mastery of a slower game style from positioning, and only after understanding it, increase the pace of the game. Which style suits you best? Who are you right now and what you are aiming for? Write in the comments, I'll be interested to read. Good luck, all the best, bye bye.